So you've seen the single asymmetrical dart that crosses that center line. Today we are going to do double. So we are going to cross it going both directions. Hi, I'm Christina and I love patterning in Adobe Illustrator. And today we are going to do that double asymmetrical dart crossing that center line. So let's pull up our pattern and get started. If you're interested in a half scale pattern, check the description below. I got one down there that you can grab and start manipulating and testing out. And let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to reflect this half of the pattern piece across that center line so that I'm working with both sides of the line. There we go. We're going to copy that. Zoom in, bring it to the center. And I'm going to get rid of those pesky center lines because I find that if I leave them there, they're just going to be in my way and they're not going to be doing what I want them to be doing. So let's grab those. There we go. Now they're gone. Before I move on, I want to rejoin those these pattern pieces back together. So, and that should be smooth. There you go. And I'm actually manipulating all these different all these different tools with my key commands. I will also link that down in the description below. Make sure you grab that so you can start cutting stuff apart and selecting it much, much faster. Then I'm going to figure out how I want to do my pattern. So I think I'm going to start over here and go to this bust point. And then I think I'm going to do this one to here. But I'm actually going to curve this line. So let's add in a point and let's move it like so, and let's curve it on out. Yeah, I'm going to do something like that. Cool. So next, I'm going to bring this dart point up to the bust, and I'm going to cut apart the pattern so I can do the slash and twist, pivot. But before I do that, I'm also, going to Control Copy, Control Front, so Control C, Control F, and then let's grab the top one and shift the rest of it, and we're going to rotate it on that line. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Yeah. So there's that one. Now I'm going to do the other one down to here, and I think I'm going to curve it downward. But before I do that, I actually want to get rid of this line, kind of like I did the center front one. It'll just be in the way and cause some problems. So I'm just going to pull those two, and then I'm just going to get those anchor points to go away. And I'm going to rejoin, join. And I'm also going to smooth out that curve so that it's not a point there. And it popped up just a little bit. So I am just going to lower that. Much happier. So there's half of it. Super fast, super easy. The last thing we'll have to do is bring that dart point up just a smidge. I'll do that in a minute. So then we're going to go and put in our next one. And again, I am going to add a anchor point and move it, curve it. I'm going to pull that handle just a little bit so it kind of does something like that. Yeah. Then, going to do the exact same thing for this side. Move that up to the bust point. Then I am going to cut apart my pattern. And I want to select that guy, Control copy, Control front. And then I'm going to rotate. So I'm going to select one of the top guys, Shift, and we're rotating on the bus point. Closed, like so. There we have it. And then last thing that we're going to do is I'm going to move these anchor points just like I did the other one. Like that. And we're going to make them go away. Join that up and curve it. And I'm guessing that one didn't do it as bad. So that's good. So now my entire pattern is actually twisted to the side. Before I twist it front, I'm going to just go back through and join all these corners that I know need to be joined. Just like that. Oh, I started with that one, didn't I? Cool. Now, the last thing that needs to happen to make this that finished pattern that can actually be sewn is we need to move the bus points away, or we need to move the darts a little bit away from the bus point, because you're not going to want to go straight up to that bus point. So we need to just back off so that it's just a little bit, so that it's out of the way. So we're going to create a line that is 0.375, and we want it like 45. That's going to be way too low, actually. That's okay. We can rotate that wherever we need it. Now this is half scale, but this would have been going about 3/4 of an inch away from that bust point. Depending on what the bust is doing, that will change, varied on by person. Then I'm just going to select these anchor points, the anchor point, and move them out like so. Then I can delete that guy. And sometimes, we probably should have done this before, I'm not going to go back and do it now, is you want to add hash marks out here before you move them. That will help assist when you're trying to match them up in the end, because there is going to be a little bit more ease on this top than there is to the bottom. Then we're going to do the same thing to this bottom one, but instead of 3/4, we're going to do we're going to do 5/8, which I have to double check my math. Okay, I did have it right in my head. It's 0.3125. So it's just a little bit less. This time we're going to go 200. Again, way off. Rotate it. And then let's move these anchor points. There we go. Nope, I want that one. And there we have it. So I'm going to highlight everything and regroup it back together. And then I'm also just going to rotate it. Whoops. Don't do that. Make sure you have the select, not direct select, before you do the rotate, so you're actually rotating the whole garment. And there we go. What I am going to do is I'm going to put a grain line basically straight down from the neck. So I could have left a portion of the center front line, because that's what I would use as the grain line. So to do that, I'm just going to drop it. We're going to go 4, I guess, at 270. And I'm just going to lower that. Boop. And it'll need to be shortened just a little bit. So let's bring that down. Hold shift and you'll go at the 45-degree increment, so you'll be really close. And there's the last little bit. There we have it. Now it's time to print this guy out and sew it together so that you can see what this asymmetrical double dart would look like in the end. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video so that you can continue your adventure into digital apparel patterning. And I look forward to seeing you in another video.